So this is the exact comparison that we're going to be working on today. We've got a nice bite-sized pinfish, perfect for the snappers, and this one here is a glass minnow. And we're going to be throwing these out and comparing the types of sizes that we get utilizing each one of them. You could tell, like the pinfish, it's got more bulk to it, and it's got the sharp spines, and I guarantee even the mangroves understand that you bite this one wrong, you're going to get a poke in the mouth, versus a glass minnow or even a pilchard, okay, just would fall in that same category as a shrimp. Everything loves them, they're soft, they're tasty, there's no danger imposed from eating them, and that's why even the small dinky fish are going to gobble these up. So that's what we're going to be comparing today. That's the ones we want. Bit smaller for tarpon, but we're not looking for tarpon today. That's going to be on the larger size of the snapper bait that we're looking for. We picked up our bucket O pinfish, so we're good to go there. Now we're going to do a little bit of Key West micro fishing and cast net some glass minnows. And we're going to utilize some small baits and then go to some big baits and see the difference. I don't know if you can see it, but that is a big old cloud of glass minnows. So this is not going to be difficult, but I do want to get some larger size ones so I don't Christmas tree my net. So we're going to scout around and see if we can find a pocket with some larger ones. All right, here we go. Oh, damn it. I'm just going to lay it right down on this mountain of bait. Yeah, that's going to fill it up. Yeah, that's going to give us enough. The micro fishing was successful. So we've got enough here for our bait and our chum to get them all fired up. So let's start sprinkling these out and see what we can do with them. We're just sprinkling these out here. The current is coming to an end of tide, but it's slowly working that way. And there's a corridor that you can see goes all the way through there. So by scattering these out and getting those fish to come in, everything around these mangroves are going to be falling in line right behind us. You'll start seeing all the action. They're going to start popping on all these. And then action breeds action. So there's going to be a lot of little guys everywhere just chomping these down. But the problem is cycling through all those small ones. Start off by just throwing a free line pilchard here. Just kind of get it out there and see what happens. So I think one of them's already got it. Oh. And we've got the smallest one out of the bunch. That's probably about our bait size that we were looking for. Damn. Monsters. Try that again. I'm just gonna flick it out there. And we got a fish on. Everything is chasing it because they think he's got the food, which he does, and then we got like a little 7-incher there. All right, let's just throw this out. One last one. There we go. And again, it's impossible to get by all these little juveniles. Okay, we've caught a lot of little juveniles, but now we want to target some of the bigger ones. So that's when we move up to a bigger pinfish, which will minimize the amount of small ones that might take it. And if we're going to get a bite, it's going to be something decent. Something's messing with it. It's going to be a very difficult spot to get anything out of here, especially if it's any decent size. Got my bail open, just putting light pressure with my fingers so I can feel every little tug and little peck at it. There's an underhang over there, so that's the only bad part, is that they'll grab it and then take it underneath there. They're tugging. Usually the bigger ones are they're gonna do it. They're gonna commit. They're gonna grab it and then just go. So you just gotta let them run a little bit and close that bell, and fight is on, and try to yank them out of there. Something's playing with it. There it goes. Now it's committing. There it goes. Set that hook. And try to keep them out of the sticks. Ugh, just like that. Get them out of there. There it is. Hope that shark don't come. And that is our bruiser that we're looking for. Oh, stay out of there. Ooh, he's running down those teeth there. And that is a nice cubera. Another one. But that is going to be our dinner. 12-inch length on these. That is how you do it. So that's our cubera snapper. And that's what's going to be for dinner tonight. The other one I caught the other night was probably, roughly about twice as big. So this is like a nice little juvenile. They get up in upwards of 100+ pounds. I think the world record's around 115. So they get huge. This is just a juvenile. But the biggest thing there is if you want to get past all those little juvenile snappers that are going to just suck up any small chunk baits, dead baits, glass minnows, even shrimp, they're just going to get pecked apart. So if you're looking for the dinner size meal ones, the 14, 15 and up, those live pinfish is going to negate all those little juvenile bait suckers. There still might be 10, 12 inch, which is not a bad size. They're legal, but if you want the bigger quality fillets there, a bigger bait will eliminate those. They won't mess with it. So if you do get a bite, it's going to be something that can eat a bigger bait, and it's going to be a better size fish. So that's kind of the deal. If you want a lot of action, a lot of fun, throwing back stuff, or a lot of smaller keepers, then yeah, use those cut baits, dead baits, small baits. But when you get tired of that, keep a few large pinfish or large grunts or some large baits, toss them in a hole and just sit there and wait and see what happens, and you'll get these nicer size snappers. You can see they're getting busted on, all these little pilchards. But there's one decent sized tarpon around that's hammering them as well, just blowing up on it, cruising through here. So that's why I'm going to try to trick with this pinfish just on the circle hook, and we're just going to keep an eye out for him and see if I can drop it on him. But those are all snappers busting on those glass minnows and little pinfish. So here comes that school there, and all those snappers are just going to keep following them. But every once in a while that tarpon will come through as well. See, they're all running this way. Big old school of them. Look at all those. Mama. Carpet of glass minnows. There it goes. Oh no, don't go underneath the bushes. There we go. Saw him take that one. Little black tip. Nice black tip. Nice blackie.